This is
I'm
about
nervous.
diva behavior from rock star Gene Simmons. I didn't even know that Kiss was still touring because they went on the End of the Road tour. I guess they're still performing.
Listen, they did a retirement, like, end of the
Yeah.
thing tour in the 90s. They have been I'm pretty sure their first retirement tour was in the 90s.
And it's kind of a meme.
They've been done being Kiss
Yeah.
and touring for 35 years.
So this is all the post-credit scene, basically?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
So they're still trucking along. Kiss has gotten a lot of backlash for their marketing tactics in the past, and this is the latest example
You can buy
of
a
that.
Kiss coffin.
You can. Yeah, there are a lot of things. We'll get to that. So now Gene Simmons is charging his fans a fee of over $12,000 for the opportunity to be his personal assistant for the day.
So, I'm sorry, their first retirement tour began March 11th, 2000. They've been in retirement and touring for 25 years.
I mean, this happens in wrestling. Ric Flair has been retiring for like 100 years.
They addressed this. The band finished their End of the Road World Tour at MSG in December 2023. I guess that was like their 12th End of the Road tour.
The road just keeps going.
Gene Simmons made it clear it was the end of the road for the band, not the brand. Kiss is a universe of its own. Movies, merchandise, maybe even Broadway. The band will end, but the Kiss experience is immortal. It's the end of touring. We're the hardest working band on stage. I've got 40 pounds of armor and all the rest of it, and 7-inch platform heels. Each of the dragon boots weighs as much as a bowling ball. Physically, it's tough to do that.
Personally,
Understandable. That's why he needs a personal assistant to do manual labor for him. He's getting old. He's getting fragile.
Well, I mean,
Time comes for us all.
He's in his 70s, right?
Yes, he is.
He will show up in random police procedurals. Did you know that? Like, he just shows up in random.
He's keeping himself booked and busy.
He showed up in like an episode of Castle as Gene Simmons himself.
I love that for him.
Yeah.
So for the hefty price of $12,495, you can get what they call the ultimate Gene Simmons experience, as it's listed on their website, where you get the chance to be Gene Simmons' personal assistant and roadie for the day. This experience includes meeting up with Gene Simmons and the band members early in the day and going over their schedule. Then you'll be on their band team crew for the entire day. That means you're doing manual labor, unloading things off of trailers.
My ego couldn't handle this. My ego could not handle working next to somebody who is getting paid to do what I'm paying $12,000 for.
Yeah, like, just you can get a job like on
I know
the tour.
I know that fantasy camps are like a big thing. You know, like, be a rock star for a week, be a pro athlete for a week, blah blah blah. And they bring in like professional, like famous people to kind of make it worth the experience. Have some self-respect.
Well, you might even
Phil, do you have a different take on this? Am I wrong here? Like, is this because people, I guess, they're just so dedicated and love rock music so much that they would be willing to pay for the whole experience of doing this? I could be wrong.
of working for the band.
So there are people that have too much money or more money than they know what to do with.
Yeah.
And there are people that love the whole, like, I guess the aura that goes along with rock stars and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially seeing as nowadays there are very few bands that are of the caliber of a band like Kiss. And what I mean is, young people don't look at very many people in bands the way that people that from the 80s and 90s used to look at people or 70s, 80s, and 90s used to look at people in bands. So there's a dude that's 50 years old, 60 years old, that loves Kiss, has loved Kiss his whole life, has gone to see Kiss a bunch of times, but he never got to meet him, and he's got more money than he knows what to do with because mostly he worked a real job and his kids are out of college and he saved well and he made good money. Maybe $12,000 isn't a thing. It's, look, if you're the kind of dude that's like, and I know dudes like this, dentists, doctors, they'll walk into a guitar shop and they'll be like, that's a nice Paul Reed Smith, I want it. And they walk out with a $15,000 Paul Reed Smith. And then 2 weeks later, they walk into the same, and this place is called Brian's Guitars. It's in Connecticut. They have amazing Paul Reed Smiths, and the same dude will walk in 2 weeks later and be like, That's an awesome Paul Reed Smith. I want it, and it's $15,000, and he'll walk in again a month later. That's a great custom. It gets to the point where Brian will call people, hey, Brad, I've got a line on 3 new PRSs that are coming. I'll show you them before I put them out if you want. And he's like, I'll be down. And he'll go and he'll just buy them all. Dudes like that exist that have, they again, doctors, dentists, lawyers,
It's literally
that don't have a lot of, they have a boatload of money that they got nothing else to do with, and stuff like guitars, it holds its value pretty well. So,
That's literally, so Zach from Comics Matter used to talk about how comics are they're made for divorced dentists.
Yeah.
Who, they can afford the hobby because they're getting so expensive, and they make so many variant covers for each issue that nobody else can afford it. Or you're Wayne from Wayne's World, who buys the Fender Stratocaster, and because he gets his check from selling Wayne's World.
I mean, look, man, I have a $6,000 Fender Stratocaster that, by all rights, is only worth $6,000 because it was made at this specific factory at a specific time when a specific dude was working there. I got a great deal on it, but the reason I bought it is because of that stuff. And that guitar is going to be worth only more money in the future because they're not making any more from the Fullerton factory when the specific luthier worked there.
So I guess if you're working for Gene Simmons, it's not going to hold its value because it's personal experience, but it's a one-of-a-kind experience.
Exactly. And the thing is, they've got money, they've got time on their hands, so why not?
I could not, there's nothing in... Well, okay, let me pull this back to modern day. What would this look like for Gen Z? Would it be spend a day working for Kai Cenat? Spend a day doing camera work for Kai Cenat while he streams?
Look at how many people give boatloads of money to their famous OnlyFans chick. Just hand her $10,000 just cause.
Yeah.
That stuff happens all the time because it makes the dude feel good. It's it's a way better idea to give 15 grand to Gene Simmons than it is to give 10 to some OnlyFans chick so that her and her boyfriend can go on a vacation.
So you heard it here first, guys. For $12,000, you can spend a day with PCC, helping us set up a show.
Yeah, you can just do all of the work for us and pay for it too.
Guys, they're not kidding. If you have $12,000, they will take $6,000 each, and you can come here and set everything up. All they need to do is clear it with Tim.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. If anyone is... Yeah, you're right. If you're in the business of waving around just a huge amount of cash, probably better to spend it on a day with Gene Simmons than Bonnie Blue.
Absolutely.
If it's an either
I saw somebody in the chat mention bathwater, or buying bathwater.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm sure there are a lot of people who would pay for Gene Simmons bathwater.
There are people that have good jobs that have more money than they know what to do with. And it doesn't mean that they're bajillionaires or anything. But again, if you've got 2 kids if you're an empty nester, your kids are gone, they're out of school, they're taken care of, you've got a nest egg, you still work, whatever, you've got a business that you own, your stocks are doing great, your 401k is doing great. I know a boatload of dudes that have PVS 31 night vision, right? Dual tube night vision. Those things are $15,000. I know a boatload of guys that have them. You get a dude that has a boat. That thing probably costs $10 to put in the water, and then $1,000 every year to keep it up, maybe more. There are if you get two nice ATVs and a trailer to drag it, that's $12,000, $13,000, $14,000.
Yeah.
So there are people that have that kind of money to spend it. And how many times have you seen dudes with ATVs? They go out and they haul around on them. Snowmobiles. If you have adult, and the point that I'm making is adult hobbies, right? Adult hobbies aren't cheap. I have a boatload of guns. My guns don't cost $500-$600 a piece. They're like $6,000 each. Once I get done tricking them out, I've got a lot of guns. But that's the thing. It's like people will spend money on what they see value in. Would I give Gene Simmons money to go do that stuff? I'm not buying a Kiss coffin, right? But I'm not giving money to some OnlyFans chick to go hang out with her either. Yeah. This is what people do. People that have money, they'll spend money on things they want.
It's funny because they say women be shopping, but men really be shopping.
They women
love it.
The women are buying more. The men are buying
more quantity.
One thing that costs more money.
Exactly.
I mean, that was so when I quit skating for companies, and I could actually start like using skates that weren't the brands that I skated for. And then I had money at a certain point. I started buying like expensive skates that I wasn't able to skate before because I didn't skate for that brand.
Look, man.
So that's fair enough.
Think about it like this. If you cut hair, right, and that's your job, you will spend $1,000 on a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
And then people that don't cut hair are like, you spent $1,000 on scissors? Blah, 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 blah. How did you blah, blah, blah? But they're nice scissors, and for some reason, it was worth it to you.
Some of their other gimmicks with the Kiss brand universe include, Kiss-themed caskets for nearly $4,000 a piece, featuring their faces on them. They also sell Kiss-branded condoms spelled with a K, inflatable tongues, and Kiss toilet paper. So I guess they're just merchandising the hell out of this before they go to the grave.
Yeah, might as well.
This is what Kiss is known for.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.